Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in Smackdown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here, youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. We had an empty arena SmackDown tonight, man. It was a blast.
It was fun.
This was probably my favorite SmackDown of the Fox era.
Oh, without a doubt.
Probably by far.
Yeah, I don't think it's even close.
And I'm still deciding on who I'm going to put on our thumbnail, but I kind of want it to be Triple H carrying a camera.
He was the MVP.
He was totally the MVP.
You can kind of tell this show was happening under his purview. It was loose. It felt very much like a house show.
Yeah.
The chemistry between himself and Michael Cole was fantastic. Added a lot to the proceedings. And he kind of set off with his mission statement at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which is essentially, hey, we know stuff's crazy right now. You can watch this for a couple hours. Take your mind away from all the madness that's going on in the outside world.
Yeah.
And he said it's like he took that responsibility personally. And it's like if no one else, I mean, later on he says this, like everybody that shows up here, there's no fans here. We all know why. They're all still out here delivering a show for you to entertain you. And it just felt like he was leading the charge in that respect. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, yeah, there's crazy stuff going on in the outside world. We have a mission. We have a job. We're going to do this job. And if I have to, I'm going to put this whole show on my back and carry it, essentially. That's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
Just from the very beginning. Just the way he was loose, charismatic as all hell, having an absolute blast. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if before the show I imagine he might have probably gave the crew a bit of a pep talk. Mm-hmm. And it just seemed to permeate the whole show. Everybody seemed relaxed. That was
the big difference, man.
It's considering everything that's going on, people flying in for this show, Daniel Bryan had to fly cross country.
Yeah.
Everybody was so relaxed.
I know. No, that's absolutely. I just want to point this out real quick. Are we just going to fly by the seat?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Oops. All right. Usually we do a backup recording. It's totally fine.
Well, we got this as our backup recording.
There you go. Yeah, no, these actually export pretty nicely. So, no, I 110% agree with you, man. I thought that it felt so loose and it felt so relaxed. Even the backstage segments felt better. They felt more relaxed. Like Baron Corbin and Elias going at it. On a regular SmackDown, it just feels so stiff.
And I'll pose this to you. Now, I imagine the parts of the show were written in advance. Obviously there would not be the same number of producers, agents.
Yes.
Stagehands.
Yes.
Depending on what the upper limit, and that's probably why they had to run the Elimination Chamber matches because, we got our limit for the day. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's a situation where, say, Sasha and Bayley were in the opening segment, the first match, and Alexa and Nikki. If once they're done and they're out the door, can you bring in 4 other people? Mm-hmm. Is the limit when you start something? I just don't know.
Yeah.
But I would suspect there'd have to be a lot of last-minute rewrites.
The people that we saw there tonight, that was like, and then obviously a couple of camera guys. I mean, you see them also.
Yeah.
Obviously there's probably a production truck.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, because it has to go out to a place. They're not streaming on OBS.
And there will be producers and technical guys.
But
and stuff
I
like that.
really doubt. I honestly doubt that. Like, okay, so producers, guys who put together matches. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I think Adam Pearce said that he was going to be there for specifically, I think 205.
Yeah,
maybe
205 runs afterwards.
But I mean, I'm sure there were people back there. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if the talent. I'm not sure about Alexa and Sasha because apparently they don't get along.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That might be at work too. But it wouldn't surprise me if the talent had more say with what they had to do.
Oh, totally.
Honestly, man, it reminded me. It's again, because it's an easy point of comparison, but I think it's apropos. I get the feeling that AEW is a bit like that, how it's a bit more relaxed.
It is, and I mean we've heard that going into it they weren't going to have writers,
right? Yeah,
that talent were at least partially, if not solely, responsible for their promos at least, if not the majority of their creative.
Anthony F says it felt almost like SmackDown through the lens of NXT. Even NXT doesn't feel that loose.
No, this
anymore.
felt like Mixed Match Challenge.
It did, yeah. That's a good.
That's what it
good,
felt like.
Yeah, that's a
in
good
terms of
point of
letting
reference.
these performers' actual personality and actual charisma, translate through the lens on the camera into our screens.
Yeah.
So much of the promo work on Raw and SmackDown feels so stilted.
And especially with Triple H, whenever, when Elias was at the booth, when Sammy especially was at the booth, he was throwing him curveballs because he was just there to have a good time. He was jokingly burying the talent left and right, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish they'd learn a bit of a lesson. Something tells me that Raw is going to be maybe a little tighter, and then the next SmackDown is going to be a little tighter than that.
And it's going to week by week, slowly but surely, start to feel more like the usual televised product.
Maybe.
It's sort of like that SmackDown when pretty much everybody was stuck in Saudi Arabia, how that felt loose.
Yeah, totally.
It's because it kind of felt like they were, just flying by the seat of their pants.
It's going to be weird having Austin there in the building.
I know.
With the glass breaks, and then I'm so used to hearing the glass break, and then people explode.
I know.
People just explode.
I know.
So, anyways, I want to give a quick shout out here to some new. So we do these podcasts. Of course, obviously they go up on YouTube, but they're also live on the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. And so there we've got a couple of new subscribers. The Saber Stream, Anthony F, Joy Bear. Let's see here. We got some bits from The Enforcer, Stevie Bradley.
Thank you, Enforcer.
We've got 69 bits from Pixel Purgatory.
Thank you.
Nice. Prime Time Henry Harris, subscriber.
Thank you.
A Dark Moon, new subscriber. Mr. Dope, Ryan Joswiak, Zero Cochran. So thanks everybody for that.
Thank you.
Orangevale, thanks for that. I'm so old. I'm looking through all this stuff here. And then also we got a couple new patrons. Patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there, including $5 a month. You get 5 bonus episodes every single week.
Yep.
Up today, more of us just painstakingly playing Southpaw Wrestling DLC.
Such a miserable experience.
It's soul sucking, man.
It's terrible.
New patron.
Watch us be endlessly frustrated.
Heath Thompson and Mitch Bergeron.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your support.
Thank
We
you,
definitely appreciate it. So let's hop right into this episode.
Sure. So it kicked off with Triple H up in the Crow's Nest. He says this is the WWE Performance Center. Kind of did a brief montage of what the Performance Center is. He described this is where the future stars of tomorrow's WWE are made today.
It's very Triple H NXT.
Yeah.
Very much. Yeah.
And then that's when he segued to like, hey, but this is why we're here. Give you an opportunity, forget about your troubles, and allows us to do what we do best, entertain you.
I wonder if an element of that, things being loose, and then I do kind of feel like they're probably going to sort of clamp down a little bit because we're still, regardless of how Mania shakes out, for their intents and purposes tonight, they are still on the road to WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
And so that's going to continue to be the theme. But I do kind of wonder if tonight was setting the stage for, hey, you know what? There's no toilet paper on the shelves. People are going kind of crazy right now. So much entertainment is being shut down. Let's intentionally keep it on the lighter side.
Yeah.
And maybe that's one element of him joking around so much because he did specifically say, let us do what we do best, put a smile on your face. And maybe that's why there was nothing that was too controversial or, hey, we're going to ram this down your throat.
No, and like the only thing that kind of got heavy was towards the end with Bray and Cena.
Which I thought was great. And people love that
fantastic.
stuff.
It
People
was
love that
fantastic.
stuff.
So the first talents out were Sasha Banks and Bayley. That's when Triple H joined Michael Cole on commentary. They're going back and forth. Their rapport the whole night was
Michael
fantastic.
Cole is cracking up. I mentioned this because especially during the Mojo stuff, but like Triple H picking on Michael Cole like it was
man.
the DX days.
So good.
And you just get the feel, and Michael Cole's chuckling the entire time.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that this has been going on for 20 years now,
Yeah,
and it's never stopped.
Because Michael Cole apparently works extensively with NXT.
Yeah. And even when the cameras aren't rolling, this is probably a heavy part of their relationship. And we got to see it on camera.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Every opportunity, like Triple H, putting in the marker for the soul patch.
Yeah. That was great.
Oh, it was Triple H, and he was so good.
It was good. So Triple H and Mike Cole are interrupted by Bayley. She says, hey, we're still the face of SmackDown. Sasha says, regardless number of fans here, 0, 70,000, 100,000, 10,000, whatever's the case, we are not even close. The face of this show. And it says it's fitting that we're here at the Performance Center, the house that we built. Mm-hmm. Sasha and Bayley, not Steven Larson, although you've been there.
I have been there.
It's their
I had
house.
to tell my wife, I was like, Lacey, I've been there before.
And she's like, I know Steven.
Yeah.
And said it's their house, ha. And they say, hey, where's Paige at? And they say, hey, Triple H, you have her number, don't you? And then rather than Triple H, like, yeah, she had travel issues. He's like, yeah, Cole, where's Paige at?
Yeah, Cole, where's Paige at?
And Cole would say, yo, she had travel issues.
While he's laughing, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, Alexa and Nikki Cross come out to the stage. They said they called out Asuka and Kyrie. They didn't really got any response, even though they kind of did on Raw. Said, but if Sasha and Bayley are willing to shut their mouths and fight, they want to fight. Bayley grabbed the mic back to accept the challenge, and Triple H said, "Oh, I don't really feel like she had to do that."
He's sitting there making fun of everything.
Oh, the best line was like when Asuka came out. It's like, "Oh, she ran it through the crowd. No one could see her."
Oh man,
That was really good.
I like when he made fun of his alleged, according to Dave Meltzer, demotion.
Oh yeah,
because he's changed. He's got
a new title.
He's got like a new title, and then according to Meltzer, somebody like the talent now report to somebody else. Like Carano reports to somebody else, and so
he said, "I work hard even though I've been demoted."
Even though I've been demoted, I work really hard. Yeah, exactly.
I work even more now that I've been demoted. I think.
Yeah, that's what he said, and it was a shot at the dirt sheet saying this, and I don't know. I kind of feel like, look, I know that Dave has his sources and everything. I kind of feel like this is one of those silly things where if you're not within the corporate structure, you don't understand.
No, just because you got a new title and certain people that were reporting to you aren't reporting to you anymore doesn't mean that it's a demotion.
I know. It's silly. So anyways.
So then we got a tag match. Sasha and Bayley taking on Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross. Sasha and Bayley are in control for a while. Alexa's the one that's being isolated. At one point, Sasha's gloating to somebody. Alexa rolls her up, gets 2. Sasha hits drop kick. Heels regain the advantage. Sasha goes for her double knees in the corner. Bliss gets out of the way of that. Gets the tag to Nikki. She drops Sasha, the bulldog. Knocks Bayley off the apron. Goes for a tornado DDT. Sasha pushes her off. Goes for Meteora. Cross counters with a roll up. Sasha kicks out. Cross retains the upper hand, however. Hits the top rope crossbody. Pins. Bayley breaks that up, and that's when Asuka runs in through the crowd.
No one could see her. Nobody could see her.
She's down ringside. She throws Alexa into the ring steps.
Yeah.
This distracts Nikki.
Yeah.
Allows Sasha coming from behind, hit backstabber.
And then Asuka did this really
big statement. Oh, the dance was great.
Awesome dance up on the ramp.
Fantastic.
She's the best thing right now. And then Triple H said that he was leaving.
Yeah.
He said he was leaving. I was bummed out, man. I was live tweeting the whole thing. It was a lot of fun. And everybody that I was tweeting with was like, man, that's a real bummer. He's gone, because apparently towards the beginning of the broadcast, I missed this, but Cole said there's going to be a rotating second man.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. And I just wonder Vince was probably there. I mean, he was in Tampa 2 days ago, so
maybe.
I just think that maybe somebody was like, man, this is too good.
Yeah, just stay out there.
Maybe they know, because SmackDown was trending pretty heavily tonight. Just keep Triple H there.
Yeah. Roll with the hot hand.
Yeah. So after that, we had a Roman Reigns interview. This was kind of funny because even Sasha and Bayley did this. They are so used to coming out and acknowledging fans. And it's an obvious thing to look around and acknowledge that you're in an empty arena. Mm-hmm. It just looks like your standard entrance where you're acknowledging fans.
Yeah.
Because he's like looking around. And it's like, I know he's trying to betray that it feels weird,
to be an empty
but it just
arena.
kind of felt like Roman acknowledging fans.
Yeah. I thought this was really good from Roman. He seemed like he was picking up his pace a little bit. Mm-hmm. If he just kind of taking a breath, slow himself down a little bit.
It's a weird situation.
It is, totally.
It's a really weird situation.
Just,
How crazy is that, though? It's one of those things where it's like, so the very few times, I think we did it twice, where you and I did the IGA awards.
Yeah.
Or the IGAs, rather. It's redundant. And we're out there in front of, I don't know, 400 people or 600 people.
Or E3.
Or E3.
When we're doing the live stream stuff.
But with E3, it was like easier to do the awards because there's so many people there, as opposed to just like 20 people who you know and you're really good friends with, or they're your bosses.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is that kind of situation where for him at this point it's easier to do it in front of 10,000 people.
I mean, I guess I felt like E3 was easier to an extent because I didn't have as many eyeballs directly on me at the moment.
I didn't like E3.
It was the illusion that no one was watching still.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like there was as much pressure.
See, for me, it was the opposite. For me, E3, it's like the bosses are here, like my coworkers are here, and we're going out and we're live. And on top of that, we were doing like, stuff that we weren't really good at.
No.
Whereas the IGAs were already like, we had maybe a drink or two, and we just go out there and we
more than
present.
that.
Yeah, maybe. And yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was a little bit easier.
So first he's kind of asked, or says he's been up and down last year or so for him, and he says it feels good to be back near the main event. He says, and Michael Cole asks, well, how do you feel when fans saying, "Oh, Roman Reigns, here he is, just putting himself in the main event again"? Roman says he's been main eventing shows for 4 years in small towns, large cities all around this country. Why not Mania? And the Roman, this is great. Cole says we're building this as spear versus spear, and then Goldberg said something like he's going to run through.
He's going to bulldoze.
Like
he's going to bulldoze Reigns. Yeah.
And Roman says, "Well, Goldberg went to Georgia. I'm surprised he even knows what a bulldozer is." Laughs a little bit.
That was funny.
And Roman says he just broke it down here. Says I got no time for part-timers.
Yeah.
I'm dedicated to my craft. I'm dedicated to this business. I've been groomed for this since I was young. I've mastered the nuances of this whole thing, and I'm going to whoop Goldberg's ass and set this place right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you see the I don't know where it's from, maybe Ride Along or something, the Seth and Roman video where they were cutting promos on each other but complimenting each other?
No,
It's
sounds
so
funny.
good.
That sounds funny.
It's so good.
Sounds like that clip from Atlanta that I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I was sort of curious, and I know that they ran a commercial for like Becky Shayna, and they mentioned Mania April 5th. But I don't remember. I don't recall Michael Cole saying April 5th.
Oh, I didn't.
Or anywhere on the SmackDown broadcast. I was
wasn't
sort of
paying
keeping an
attention,
ear
yeah.
open for that. They ran like a commercial thing, I think. After that, Cesaro. Oh, it's Kayla.
Yeah.
And
She's about to do an interview.
She's like in a, I don't say equipment room. It's like the bowels of the performance center, I guess.
Probably.
You
Like
know.
stock room or something.
Stock rooms, all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah,
there.
so she is preparing for an interview. Cesaro introduces Sammy, and then Kayla's like, hold up. You're not scheduled for this interview. You've been bumped. Sammy's like, wait, I thought this was our time.
Yeah.
He said, no, you've been bumped. And Sammy's like, it's all right. We can just go celebrate some more.
Yeah.
No problem.
That title looks good on him, man.
It does.
That title looks so good on him.
This is the first of 2 times where Sammy was misinformed. Because later on,
Yeah.
he was like, I didn't know Triple H was going to be here. It was in my show notes.
Yeah.
And Triple H goes, you need to get the newest draft, and then throws the papers at him. Good. Turns out the interview was for Jeff Hardy. He says he's happy to be back. He's found he's got a lot of important things to do still in WWE. Corbin interrupts him, says things have changed. You got a benevolent king here.
Ooh, yeah,
And then
this-
Corbin teases him, saying,
This was actually pretty funny.
it was.
He says, what are you going to do tonight? What awesome thing are you going to do tonight?
Walk in a straight line.
Are you going to say the alphabet backwards?
You're going to take one finger on your out and put. I'm not going to touch my nose and touch the tip of your nose.
You ever have to do a sobriety test?
Nope.
Yeah, I have. It was like one time I was coming back from a bar that I was dead sober.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a long
The
time
one
ago.
time in your lifetime where you left the bar and you
Yeah,
weren't,
I phrased
you
it
weren't
like
drunk.
that. I totally did. No, it was ages like 15 years ago again. And yeah, like I didn't do it a lot, but once is too many times.
I imagine that's the anxiety of it would be enough to
But the one
put the
time,
pressure on you to not look like you're sober.
but the one time that I actually got pulled over coming out of that bar, I was dead sober because I was
good.
literally just dropping something off. I had like a taillight out.
Oh.
And I had to do the flow. They were like, "Oh, are you coming from the bar?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But I didn't drink anything." He goes, "All right, you want to get out of the car?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, why not? I could kill this test right now."
Wow.
And I did the alphabet and everything.
What, backwards?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
I don't know if I can do that sober.
No, I was like singing and everything.
Doing cartwheels in a straight line.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. So yeah, don't drink and drive, kids.
No, don't do it.
And at that point, I was like, I'm not gonna drink and drive again. This was before Uber, though, man. I don't know how anybody can get a DUI these days. I don't know how anybody can get that.
I know. Go on your phone, someone pick you up.
Seriously.
So anyways, Jeff's the culmination of all this Corbin trash talk says, "Oh, I got a match. I guess he didn't hear who it was against." And Corbin goes, "No." Jeff Hardy says, "It's against you."
What?
So he leaves. You hear Elias strum. He steps up. He goes, "Hey, Baron, I got a song for you." And Baron's like, I don't have time for this. I don't want to hear it. And Elias says, "It'll only take a second." And yet Corbin storms off.
I don't have time for this. I'm leaving. Again, I don't know. Something about it just felt loose. It felt free.
The timing felt better.
It did. It totally did.
After that, we see Daniel Bryan backstage. He runs into Drew Gulak. He wants to talk to Drew.
He's like, man, and Drew's like kind of bummed out, but he's like, dude, Drew, I'm serious with what I said, and I wish they ran that great promo of Daniel Bryan's where he talks about blood and guts over.
I know. It was great.
But maybe they didn't want to advertise blood and guts for AEW.
Yeah.
So he's like, dude, I'm serious. I had that match. We did that match, and you were able to find every weakness of mine.
And you had a counter for everything I did.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm serious. If you're willing, I want you to teach me. He says, my neck still hurts from last week, which, yeah, no crap.
Yeah, no kidding. You got dumped on your head. So the Artist Collective interrupts. Sammy says, hey, it wasn't that long ago that I offered you a spot with us, Daniel Bryan, and now I'm Intercontinental Champion, and now you, Daniel Bryan, are asking for wrestling tips from a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel Bryan steps up to Sammy. Cesaro gets in his face. They make a match for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Drew is like, nobody, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cut back to Adam Cole. Cole says, hey, Triple H, you're the boss here. You can make this match official. And Triple H says, well, after that awesome promo from Nakamura, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so good.
He's just basically openly mocking the fact that Nakamura should probably be like WWE champ at this point. And he's just standing there next to Sami Zayn. Oh, that's great.
It was great. Then they replayed the SmackDown Tag Team title match from Elimination Chamber. I don't know if it was in its entirety, but they played a good portion of it.
Oh, God, this was long.
It was long.
This was really long.
Triple H even made a joke about the length and saying that Michael Cole went to the Elimination Chamber, the NXT, or the Performance Center.
Yeah.
The potty. He meant the potty.
He did a poopy or a pee-pee.
Yeah, he
but
had to go to the potty.
For as long as that was, it could have been like, an extended poop.
Yeah, totally.
I assume, again, we sort of mentioned chance. I'm sure there's like an official reason. They had to throw this together. Who knows if it's a matter of, well, there's so many producers you can have in the building. There's so many people to put together matches. They're probably just figuring this stuff out to the last minute. So I understand why they would do something like this. I mean, here's the thing. I hope they understand that these empty arena matches are pretty interesting to watch. They're pretty fun. It does present a new challenge to the wrestlers because they can't yell out their spots. You know what I mean? I mean, look, indie wrestlers have to do this all the time, and they pull it off perfectly.
Yep.
But this could have been, I can understand going into this, you don't know that it's going to work.
Yeah.
You have no idea if because how many matches were there tonight? 3?
Something like that, yeah.
You had the women's tag match. You had you had Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and then you had the main event.
Hardy and Corbin, yeah.
And then Hardy. So what, was that 4 matches?
1.
No, the main event was
3.
Corbin. Yeah, 3.
3.
The main event was that Baron Corbin match. If you book 6 matches, you don't know if this empty arena thing's going to work.
Yeah,
that's a lot of matches for just to crap out a turd on Fox.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I understand why they did it.
Oh, I totally do.
It took away from what was a really, really fun broadcast. I understand it.
Yeah, I understood it too.
Hopefully they understand that you don't need to do that,
Well, and also you get it, if it's a personnel thing.
If it's a personnel thing, you do,
Yeah. Or maybe it's a situation where, given what's going on in the outside world, they don't want to work the guys and the men and women.
That's a good point too.
Too hard to.
That's a good
especially
point.
Especially if they hop on planes and travel.
Somebody else made a point on Twitter. I mean, they're required to have EMTs there. I don't know if there's a number of EMTs that are required for a certain number of competitors.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it could very well be that they are in short supply right now.
Yeah.
And that might be a reason. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, one thing that we did find out, thanks to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful Select, you should go subscribe to that, is that the women were not wrestling during the commercial break.
But Daniel Bryan and Cesaro were.
They were. And I wonder if that decision was made late. Because this broke like right after the tag match. Somehow Sean Ross Sapp got footage of like the maybe closed circuit broadcast or a local, I don't know, the in-house thing. This kind of actually bummed me out because WWE, it's WWE. They're a big, giant, billion-dollar corporation, right? But like these competitors are out there. They're confused leading up to it.
Yeah.
They're there to put on a good show. I don't blame them going to commercial and not wanting to take more bumps. I don't blame them.
No.
I don't blame WWE for not wanting them to do that.
No.
So then somebody grabs some footage of what's going on during the commercial, and it could be perceived by some as looking bad.
Yeah.
Not by me, not by you.
No.
It is fascinating to see Now that's how it's produced, you know. But I don't know. It kind of like, I don't know. It's like now somebody might get in trouble, or they're gonna like, because of that. Maybe Cesaro and Daniel Bryan then had to take more bumps because somebody was like, "Hey, somebody released that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's have them wrestle through the commercials."
I know.
You know what I mean?
Hopefully it was just rest holds.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out that leaked out.
Yeah,
kind of bummed out.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Agreed. So after the chamber match replay, we had a Miz and Morrison promo, and they were really playing up to the empty arena. And they're asking the crowd some questions like if anybody here doesn't think that we're the best tag team, or who here doesn't think that Miz is a top wrestling technician, or who here doesn't think that what's Morrison's movie called?
Boone?
Yeah, the Bounty Hunter isn't like the highest possible cinematic achievement. And the Miz interrupts and says me because Marine 3 through 1,000. And Miz says there'll be no booing tonight, no you suck chance, although Morrison, or it's the other way around.
Yeah, Morrison did. You suck.
You suck. It said they don't need a chant because we're not here to pander to cheering fans. We're just here for the belts.
Yeah.
But then they go into their chant.
Yeah. But then the greatest part about this was what Triple H said. You know, it's like they're really, really comfortable in front of no audience reaction. It's like they get that all the time.
Yeah. That was really good.
God damn. Just sitting there burying him, just trolling the crap.
Great.
On Fox. On SmackDown on Fox. He's sitting there trolling the talent.
So good.
God damn it. Why didn't he just wear a DX shirt?
I know.
Why didn't he just wear bring HBK over?
That'd be great.
Have them on commentary. Somebody mentioned this in our Twitch chat here. If we don't get, God dang it. How great would it be if Austin opens Raw,
two-man power trip, man.
and then joins Cole and Triple H at commentary?
Fantastic.
We got to start a petition, man, to get Austin two-man power trip on commentary. Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Dang MQ said, I want Sheamus to appear tonight so that Triple H can make fun of him.
Oh, man, that's a great
So good.
point.
That'd been really good.
That's a great point.
That'd been really good. So next, we have Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak come down the ring, go to commercial, come back, and there's a shot of Michael Cole. Well, it turns out Triple H is the one manning the camera.
Yeah, he's like, my broadcast partner is missing right now. Hey, Cole! And he's all zooming in and out.
So funny.
He's like, just don't get the bald spot, Triple H.
Oh, so good.
That was so There's a camera on Triple H with the camera.
That's so good.
We're understaffed right now, Cole. I got to do this.
One person got to do two jobs.
Oh, man.
So Michael Cole throws to the WWE backstage segment where they talk about Gronk maybe being in WWE. Out comes Mojo to join Cole and Triple H. Mojo is asked, and apparently he's Gronk's best friend. Mojo breaks the news. Gronk is coming to WWE. There's nothing officially signed. However, Gronk will be on SmackDown next week. Mojo gets on Cole to get hype, starts pushing him. Triple H joins him too. They're pushing Cole from both sides to get hype.
It was the most DX shit ever.
It really was.
Hey, is there anybody in WWE right now happier than Mojo? Because I thought for sure, dude, I'm like, no, he's not a D. Like, they're not going to put him with Gronk in any capacity. They're not even going to reference that. So they got him back in his Zubaz suit.
Zubaz suit, hell yeah, man.
The most obnoxious one, too. It's white with like
That's the bright pink.
the salmon bright.
Yeah.
It's like a fluorescent salmon.
Yeah, I didn't know that color existed.
And he looks so happy.
I know.
They got rid of the broken mirror crap.
Thank goodness. He's just getting hyped now.
Yeah, man.
So then Mojo leaves, and Cole asks Triple H, hey, do I get a bonus for that? And Triple H goes, no.
No, you don't get bonuses around here.
That's pretty good.
Man.
So then we get a brief Intercontinental title win for a recap for Sammy. He joins commentary. He's going out with Triple H quite a bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
We go to commercial.
He
come back.
He says, I remember you in NXT, getting beaten up by Shinsuke Nakamura, getting beat up by that guy right there, Cesaro. And I was just thinking to myself, if people knew how annoying he is in real life, how great would they would love it so much to see him get beat up all the time. And now we get to see it.
We go to commercial, come back. We see some picture-in-picture of some action taking place during the commercial. Cesaro has the advantage, does that deadlift, superplex, gets to 2. He charges he sends Daniel Bryan to the corner. Daniel Bryan does a thing where he walks up the turnbuckles, jumps over him, hits a clothesline on Cesaro. Gulak gives him some notes. And Daniel Bryan implemented him. He did yes kicks.
Yeah.
He alternated feet. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. That was good stuff.
Good. So Daniel Bryan charges Cesaro. Cesaro hits a pop-up European uppercut. Daniel Bryan kicks out of that pin. Cesaro transitions right into a crossface. Bryan rolls him up. Cesaro counters with a roll-up, and then Daniel Bryan rolls him up again for the win. As soon as that bell rings, Nakamura's in the ring attacking Daniel Bryan. Gulak's in there to make the save. He locks a guillotine, looked like, on Cesaro. Nakamura and Sammy attack him. They toss him out of the ring, bounce him off the announce table, toss him into the ring steps, and Daniel Bryan takes out Nakamura with a suicide dive. And since they only have like 2 refs, they couldn't have a bunch of refs come down and break it up. So Artist Collector's like, all right, we're content now.
Dude, we might. I don't know. I'm assuming now that he is Intercontinental Champion. I'm assuming that Sami Zayn is fully cleared to wrestle. I'm assuming the shoulder stuff has been cleared.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This might be better than Brian Gulak at WrestleMania. This is Brian being taught by Gulak to get the Intercontinental Championship off Sammy for WrestleMania.
And assuming Daniel Bryan does get that belt, what is Gulak going to want?
That's going to be his payment.
He wants a title
A
shot.
shot. Man, that's good. That's actually really good.
It's good. It is good.
Who do you think booked that? Was that Pritchard?
No, it's Daniel Bryan.
He does all his own stuff. He's like, look, Bruce, just give me the Artist Collective. Give me Gulak.
He probably rolls up to him and says, hey, chat me up, Bruce.
Hey, chat me up, Bruce.
Chat me up, Bruce.
Rumor and innuendo is you don't know what to do with the Artist Collective.
Rumor and innuendo is there's no contender for Sammy's title.
And rumor and innuendo is
What if I roll Tide up to him and challenge him for that belt?
By the way, that guy Drew Gulak over there, I want him with me too.
Man, it's
All
totally
right, that's
Daniel
good.
Bryan.
There's too much going on here. Fine, just do it.
It's like, this is all good stuff. That's what Bruce is saying. Starting to write this down. After that, it was a bit where Triple H is in Michael Cole's face and is like, wow, you look terrible. Makeup lady did a terrible job. Look, you can see a bunch of gray in your flavor saver there. Let me color that in with Sharpie.
Holy crap.
It was really good. Next, Jeff Hardy versus Baron Corbin. I was helping my wife with something. I stepped outside in the commercial break before this match thinking, I got like 5 minutes.
It was really quick.
Come back, match over.
Yeah, it was really quick. Jeff Hardy won with so he got it. He hit the Twist of Fury.
Yeah.
The newly dubbed Twist of Fury, but then he actually got the win with the
Swanton?
The Swanton.
Gotcha.
Wait, did he actually hit the Twist of Fate? I don't know. I think he did.
Okay.
Anyways, that's just a
I
secret.
was outside for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I actually watched the match and I can't remember it because you take the notes.
Yeah. I got another Triple H promo from the Crow's Nest.
Yeah, he got serious again. He's like, oh crap, Cena's here. You can't handle Cena. He's not going to go wit for wit with Cena. That's for sure. They should have had Triple H do that interview.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, John, you going to take on Fat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania? Look at the tubby guy. You can
take on Husky.
You take on Husky. Oh, man.
So he's up there. It's like, essentially, hey, it's conspicuous in their absence is perhaps the most important thing. What we do, the fans, you, but we're still performing for you at home watching this. All the stars are putting it all out there tonight to entertain each and every one of you. Mm-hmm. And then finally, yes, John Cena interview with Michael Cole. This was interesting. Cena's approach to countering essentially the idea that Bray says that Cena is directly responsible for the creation of the Fiend, which is Cena says there's been a long list of people who blame their own failures on John Cena.
And he loves
Fiend's
to
just
use
the latest.
He loves to use wrestling lingo.
Sorry, Fiend is this. I think I said Fiend as in Cena Fiend, but Fiend
Cena
is just
Fiend.
just the latest.
That'd be great to see that.
He says that list of names is filled with a lot of potential. And he says potential can make you lazy and can make you believe your own hype. And he straight up says why it got lazy after that loss.
Yeah.
Pin the blame on Cena. And then Cena says, I say I have a lot of setbacks, and everybody says, why? You win all the time. Mm-hmm. And so he lists off a lot of high-profile defeats in his career.
Yeah.
There's at least 5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And same number of moves he has.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he says reason no one says Cena got buried is because Cena only blames himself for his losses and adapts and evolves.
Yeah. Cena loves to try to bury his own career. It's a masterful bit, just like the ruthless aggression stuff. You know, the beginning of my WWE career was nothing but failure. And I just look at myself.
And they told me there's usually 2 rounds of cuts.
I was in the next round of
One
cuts.
in May, and one right before Christmas, and they told me you're in this next round of cuts. This was October. I'm watching. I was like, I don't think they tell people 2 months in advance they're going to get fired, unless they did things differently back then.
Evidently.
So then he says, "How am I going to respond to Bray? I'm going to give him a chance. I'll give him an attitude adjustment."
Yeah.
And Cena doesn't think He says, "Oh, why did you accept the Brace? Why did you accept the Fiend's challenge?" And Cena pretty much says, "Oh, I'm all about the future." Yeah, but Bray's not the future. He says, "Lists a bunch of other talent that he thinks is the future: Drew, Matt Riddle, Velveteen Dream, Ciampa."
Yeah.
And Cena says, "I want to invest in people who earned it each and every day." Cena says, "I accepted Bray's challenge because he wants to take Bray out of the equation. This isn't going to be a match. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be violent. It's going to be a fight. He's going to take one of the most overhyped superstars in existence and take him out."
Yeah.
He's interrupted by Bray, not on the Tron. He's hanging out by the barricade.
Yeah. He starts
was
laughing.
great.
He's like, he's laughing.
And it says, despite what all you said about me, Cena, all the hurtful things you said about me, it's great to see you. Looks like you're doing well. You're doing stuff in Hollywood. You still got a
great movie quarter, man.
You still got the muscles.
Yeah.
You get 2 or 3 beautiful women.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you got all these great girlfriends and everything, man.
Yeah. And it says, Cena, you got me all wrong. I'm not sick. You are. He knows that the reason Cena came back had nothing to do with the future, is that he can't say no to the spotlight. It doesn't matter who he has to bury to get that spotlight. He fiends for it.
Do you think, yeah, that was a good line. Do you think he should have brought up the very specific times in Cena's career where he did bury people?
Maybe he should have
Like
said
the
Nexus.
Yeah.
He said 6 years ago at Mania, Cena took something from me. He's thought about it so much, he wanted to push his hands into his skull and smash his brain or something like that.
Just for 5 minutes of peace.
Just for some peace.
This was a really great promo. Because the entire time he's looking down at the ground and sort of pacing until the punctuation, and he looks Cena dead in the eyes.
Yeah. He said then he stopped fighting the voice inside his head and started listening to him. And that's when the peace came. And that's when essentially the Funhouse was born.
Yeah.
He says, Cena broke Bray. The Fiend put me back together. And at Mania, it's going to be a slaughter. Cena just doesn't know it yet. And then he goes, John, let me in. Let me in. It was really good.
Yeah, it was terrific. It was a really
fantastic.
If you usually just, I'll say this, if you usually just watch us, because some people have said this, if you usually just watch us in lieu of watching SmackDown, I would suggest you watch SmackDown because it's highly entertaining.
It was a really fun show.
Even like we can't really do it justice. It was a fun show. And this might be the one time where we get that because they'll probably stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah.
But this was a really fun show.
This might kind of be lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. Diddly Doodler has a question here. Probably should have waited for an Ask Steven Larson, but had this on my mind. I thought I would ask it now. Mad Scientist busts through your door. Says he has a time machine that works perfectly, and he wants you guys to grab someone from history and show them our modern world. But he tells you to prevent any butterfly effect shenanigans, you would have to abduct someone who is about to die, and once their adventure is over, you must finish them. Who do you take to the future, and could you finish them off?
Whoa. That's a heavy question.
Jesus. No. I'm just going to say, listen, Mad Scientist, GTFO.
I'd say find someone else. It's not in my constitution.
I take this freaking bottle over his head. I'd say, you, Mad Scientist, I'll take you out.
No, it's not in my... I lack the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Do something like that.
Oh, wait a second. So according to God, you guys' Discord names are off the hook. Hikaru Shida, #1 Stan Dumpster, says people on Twitter are saying that Twist of Fate is trademarked by Matt, so they're going to refer to the Twist of Fate as a Twist of Fury.
Interesting.
I wonder if that's true.
Huh. Tony talks sick. Do you see how Triple H is shooting on his demotion? Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Alex Foster, do you guys think Roman's reaction tonight was a bad sign? I just worry for him and his push. You got no reaction tonight. That's usually you get a lot of cheers. You get some boos. There's a mixed reaction. No reaction
There
tonight.
was zero reaction.
So I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest, though. I do think that he's fighting Goldberg, so I'm not sure what exactly he's going to bring to it. But I mean, yeah, his segment tonight was probably the most underwhelming segment. But that's because it was just a straight up interview.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure really what more they could have done, like have Triple H do it. Hey,
Hey, remember that time I tried to coordinate you, but then I tried to bury you and gave you crotch chops and everybody cheered for me rather than you.
Hey, you really gonna let this 53-year-old old man take you on? This is a good question. Snake Sosa, do you think the silence added to the Fiend promo? Yeah, I think the empty arena
atmosphere did wonders for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Christopher Ramprasad, cheers. Stephen Larson, I'm drinking Johnny Walker. It's the best SmackDown. Take out the Elimination Chamber replay. This episode make the talents feel comfortable wrestling and cutting promos without a crowd. Roman promo was great, and Cena was good like always.
Triple H made a point during the opening match that a lot of Bayley's matches took place there not in front of anybody, just with like other wrestlers. And that's how she learned to hone her craft.
Well, he also makes a point of like the old Bayley wouldn't have been able to do that because she was feeding off the audience, their love, their admiration, their hugs. Yeah. This Bayley doesn't need that, therefore she can function in this environment better.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, look, I think it is having been it was really I'm really regretful that he didn't go, or that he couldn't go, or that we decided he couldn't go. But like it was really cool. Like when I went to the Performance Center, and every ring that they had there were, you know, several coaches or producers, whatever you want to call them, and they were working out their matches, their upcoming matches. And yeah, dude, these people, they just have their matches and they figure out what they're going to. That's why the matches on NXT are so good, because they just have all that time to prepare.
Get a whole week to work on them.
Or more. I mean, you know, they probably have this stuff plotted out for ages.
Timothy Rice, what other sporting events or TV shows would you like to be filmed at the Performance Center? So long as Triple H is heavily involved, just name any.
God, I hope that he's on Raw.
Hope so. Rich the Smash Bro. People fight for TV time and they replay a chamber match. Wow.
We just don't know what the situation
is. It could be a limit on number of people they can have in the building. Mm-hmm. It could be a wide variety of reasons. And also, I'm sure the show was pretty much rewritten last minute. It took a chunk out of the show. I took that as an opportunity to go enjoy some pizza. Mm-hmm. I had seen the match before. Not a huge deal.
There at the bottom, I don't know if it's just me, but do you also kind of feel like Triple H was actually just kind of venting tonight? No. I think that he was having fun, and I think he was poking fun at the idea that he was getting into motion.
Yeah, the whole thing seemed like he was just having a good time. We'll throw this out here too from Thayer. It says, can you give a quick PSA that if any friendos have any elderly neighbors to contact them and ask if they need anything from the store, they're the ones affected most by what's going on. The supermarket isn't the easiest place to deal with right now.
God, it sucked today. So I went like at 2:30. I was telling you this off camera. I went at 2:30, and my Winco it looked like it was at usually around 4:30 when it was still very manageable. At 4:30, I went back because I realized I didn't have any dish soap, and the lines were insane. People got off work and immediately went to Winco, and the lines were insane in there. And I was like, my name's Bennett.
You know, the way I'm looking at it is viewing that as people taking all this seriously. Hopefully they're going out and getting their provisions, getting what they need, so they only venture out when absolutely necessary and come right back home.
You know, Steve Kerr had a good Twitter retweet of something. Yeah. And he said, you know, the fact that everybody's shutting everything down is kind of a testament to how society's kind of working. It's like we all realize this is bad news. And at the cost of literally billions upon billions of dollars, all these TV contracts, all these sponsorships, all these tournaments and playoffs and all this stuff, they're doing what's best for all of us. You know? So I appreciate that.
Same here. And yeah, Thayer's right. If you have family members, neighbors, friends,
take care of them
who are up there in years, they're the ones that are going to need special attention during this time. Help them out any way you can.
For sure.
TC, do you agree that it was a terrible decision to bring Jeff Hardy back in an empty arena? They could have held off on have that big pop in front of a live crowd. I just don't see the rush for it. Well, given the open-ended nature of what's going on, I'm sure when they originally booked him to show up this week, it was in front of a crowd, and it was going to be, for that pop. Circumstances intervened.
What are you going to do? Hold him off for another 2 months?
3, 4? We don't know how long it's going to take for some semblance of normalcy to return to our lives, especially in terms of the wrestling. So just move on with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just move on with it. Ollie B, not so much a question, but just a statement. You got to give Vince credit as the show has gone on, but man, it was weird.
Yeah, but that's that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I like when I've always said this, man. This has been the case forever. WWE's their best when they get thrown off their game. They adapt better than anybody. They really do.
Sonatus was thinking about it. Wouldn't it be interesting if for AEW or WWE they have empty arena matches, if they had the entire roster out there cheering or heckling those matches? Interesting way to build story and feuds. Hangman drinking and crap talking Matt. Seth trying to recruit. Did you see Paige's statement on Twitter?
Yeah, it was great.
That was fantastic.
So yeah, he's not going to be taking beer from the fans anymore.
Smart.
So the coolest thing about my experience at the Performance Center was, I know, well, it's relating to this question, so I'll bring it up one last time. So we were watching. They brought us in and they gave us a 3-match show. It was Cassius Ohno versus Stacy Irvin Jr., the dude who left because he concussed the crap out of himself in that one match, I think, with the Street
I don't know if
Profits.
he actually did get concussed or he just had a scare. I don't remember.
I don't know, but that tumble he took looked bad.
He did.
Yeah, no, whatever it was, it freaked him out, so he left. And yeah, he was a lot of fun to watch. And then I know there was a Lacey Lane, Caden Carter match, and she fought, I forget who, and then there was another one. I got to see the Street Profits too. So anyways, there was like our set of chairs for all the YouTube people, all the gamer people. And then on the other side of the ring was the entire roster of NXT cheering everybody on. And they were obviously they were all they all asked us, "Hey, don't film this." So they were all breaking the shit out of kayfabe. You know, they're like Ciampa and Gargano's like the heat of their feud. They were sitting next to each other, like palling around and stuff. And so they were all. I think that AEW is known for doing things a little bit different.
Yeah.
For putting an interesting twist on stuff.
Yeah.
I am fascinated to see if there is something that they'll do. Like even if it's just like Orange Cassidy, the only person sitting in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could see that being the case.
I mean, they're gonna have to be doing the.
They said that apparently Daly City is off limits, or Daly's Place. Daily City.
Yeah.
Daly's Place is off limits.
It's a city facility in Jacksonville. Close it down. Yep.
Tony Khan's basement, man, it's probably huge.
Well, Matt Hardy tweeted that a lot of wrestling promotions have been
hitting up the Hardy compound. Yeah, man.
What better way to debut the Exalted one?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the show.
Yep.
Thanks everybody so much. Tomorrow, are we gonna do that? We're gonna do a news brief
we
after
do a quick
this.
news brief, yeah.
And then that'll go up tomorrow morning.
Sure.
And then on Sunday, we got a brand new 10 for the win.
I'm trying to get that done tonight.
So if you're still with us, hit that like button, man. We need that like button hit. Smash it an odd number of times.
Yes, please.
And let's try to get this one up to 514 likes. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. If everybody who's watching this live on Twitch hits that like button, we're halfway there. Exactly. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.